Boom. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy for Wednesday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. So today we're going to be taking a look at another one of my favorite breweries of all time. You guys have seen me review beers from this brewery many times before. They are out of Anchorage, Alaska, and of course, you know, Anchorage, Alaska, it kind of gives it away what the brewery's name is. We got one here from Anchorage Brewing Company called Wolfchild. It's a double IPA coming in, I think, like an 8.2% ABV. No, 8.4% ABV. Let me correct myself there. But yeah, anything that Anchorage usually comes out with when it comes to IPAs, I think they're some of the best that I've ever had personally. I recommend anybody who has not tried an IPA from Anchorage Brewing Company, if you're a fan of IPAs, to do so if you can, because it's some of the best IPAs I think I've ever tried when it comes to just how well the flavors are cohesively going through with the natural flavors of the hops coming through. Anchorage Brewing Company does something really special over there. So it's time for us to kind of play around, see what this thing's all about, because this is only a single hop IPA. It's actually brewed with only Vic Secret, which Vic Secret's a fantastic hop to use by itself just because it has great profiles of bringing off tropical fruit along with that nice pininess that we all know and love when a nice IPA. So I'm expecting a really nice balance of tropical fruit and pininess to this one. Of course, not really sure if I'm going to get a lot of booziness. I definitely wouldn't consider this sessionable one bit just because it's an 8.4%. But without further ado, let's crack this guy open and see what this thing's like on the nose. Because I'm excited. Oh yeah, definitely getting like tropical fruit notes. Definitely more of like, it's the brighter tropical fruit notes are coming through. A little bit of pininess coming through on the back end. A little bit of booziness. Yeah, it smells absolutely delicious. So without further ado, I'll be drinking out of my Grim Army pint glass this afternoon. That's seen better days because the paint's starting to get a little worn on there with the... but that's okay. Just means I use this glass lid. So let's pour this guy and see what the thing's like. I'm expecting a nice kind of almost golden yellow color to it. So let's see if I'm right. Yeah, it definitely has a little bit of that yellow color. Nice golden. It's actually getting a little bit more golden now. Definitely seems like it's a little hazy guy. A little bit of head, but not much. But yeah, this is looking... Okay, never mind. This is definitely looking like a hazy. But it looks absolutely delicious, if I say so myself. Look at that. Has a nice golden yellow color to it. Getting all those tropical fruit notes. A little bit of a sweetness coming through. Yeah, smells absolutely delicious. So without further ado, let's give this guy a try and see what this thing's all about. So, cheers everybody. Happy Wednesday. Oh yeah, definitely. It's really interesting when it comes to using only a single hop, especially one that brings forward like a lot of different notes just by itself. And Vic Secret is definitely one of those, because right now I'm getting that full-on rush of just like piney, forest floor, herbal kind of flavors. Definitely comes in at the back end with a little bit of sweetness. You get the pineapple, like the tropical fruit pineapple flavors, kind of at the very end. It's definitely more of like a pine forward. I wouldn't really consider this to me juicy. It definitely feels like it has more of an oily mouthfeel instead of like a pillowy, soft, juicy mouthfeel. But overall, yeah, from first sip, delicious. Absolutely delicious. Definitely not as complex as some of the other stuff that I've had from Anchorage, but overall, this is still a really, really solid IPA. Yeah, that's nice. That's very nice. So, of course, if you can't get your hands on anything from Anchorage Brewing Company, there are a couple options for you, because I know they distribute down in the West Coast, because I see them show up in places like California. Maybe you can get them in Seattle and going to Oregon right there. Just searching all up and down the West Coast. But they advertise on their website that their biggest kind of way to get to people from that aren't from Alaska or anywhere the way they distribute is Tavour. So I'm going to say this again, Tavour is always going to be the best option for in my opinion, getting stuff from Anchorage Brewing Company. That's where I've gotten all my beers from them. And it's just a fantastic kind of program they have over there. So I can't stress how well Tavour does when it comes to getting hands on stuff that you normally can't get your hands on. But, of course, if that's not an option as well, Untapped does a really cool thing to where if you're looking at a beer, if you're looking at something that you're interested in, you know you can't get your hands on it, they have a similar beers list to where they show similar beers that might fit that same character profile and little flavor profiles and all that, and they you might find one on there that you would recognize. But unfortunately on this one, 3 out of the 4 beers on here are Anchorage Brewing Company beers. We got the Smile More, we got the Dead ? And then we got the We All Need a Friend. So these are all IPAs from Anchorage. I'm not going to suggest any of those because most likely if you can't get your hands on this one, you most likely can't get your hands on those 3. But then we got one right here from Imagination Brewing Company called Good Trouble, which is an 8% ABV, 5 pounds per barrel of Galaxy, Citra, Nelson Sauvin, and Citra Cryo. Of course, those are bringing in some more like citrusy notes, definitely bringing in tropical fruit. You're definitely going to get pininess from that one. So when it comes to getting a nice mix of tropical fruit and pine, especially with this one being definitely more pine forward, there's a bunch of breweries out there that make a lot of single hop IPAs that I really enjoy. You can get stuff from, possibly find stuff from Magnify. You can get stuff from Adroit Theory that makes a couple single hop IPAs that are really cool and just really delicious. So there's a bunch of breweries out there that make some good double IPAs when it comes to sticking to one kind of flavor profile. So my biggest recommendation is go to your local liquor store bottle shop, because definitely finding a single hopped IPA is not difficult in my opinion when it comes to looking around, because a lot of breweries do a couple single hopped IPAs. You might not find them in more of the range of being like a double IPA, so you may not get something that's more of like a boozier 8.4% ABV. But I think you're going to probably find a really easy chance of getting your hands on a single hop that's similar to Vic's Secret, or they can possibly do another hop that brings off more pine flavors, or they'll use a secondary hop to kind of bring off tropical fruit flavors like pineapple, passion fruit, mango, all that kind of stuff. So availability for this kind of style and similar flavor profiles is available. You just got to kind of go around and look. But this Good Trouble from Imagination, yeah, I could probably see it being pretty similar. I don't know if it's going to be more pine forward. I think that's going to be definitely more tropical fruit and citrus forward, and maybe get the pininess coming at the end. But this one, for me, like I said, is up front. You're getting that forest floor, piney, herbal flavor that's coming through really nice. It's not too overpowering. It's not really having much acidity to it. And then at the end, you kind of get that slight sweetness of like a tropical fruit, maybe given flavors of like mango and passion fruit and all that kind of stuff. Maybe a little guava, maybe a little pineapple in there. Because Vic's Secret is like a nice balance of if you want to add it into a beer, it adds a little bit more pininess to it, adds a little bit more herbal flavor, but also adds those little elements of tropical fruit. So if you want to use Vic's Secret as a secondary hop to kind of just add pininess and maybe help balance out tropical fruit flavors, I think it's a wonderful option to use. And with these guys, they used 100% Vic's Secret in this, and it's delicious. I think it's absolutely fantastic. So let's look here and see what the description of this Wolf Child is. So pretty simple. It says 100% Vic's Secret hops right off the bat. So you automatically know Vic's Secret, tropical fruit, pine. It's pretty much the main flavor profiles you're going to be getting off that. So, and with that being said, it's an 8.4%. So you heard me say before that I would not consider this beer sessionable one bit. If you have 1 or 2 of these, you're definitely going to be feeling a little bit of like a buzz or anything like that. So you're definitely going to be feeling it after drinking this one. And with over 2,768 ratings, this one has an average rating of 4.09 out of 5, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Seeing a beer with only 1 hop used in it, getting an average rating above a 4 is just telling you that they probably got the freshest version of the Vic's Secret, because it's an Australian hops. It's grown in, I think it's more of like maybe, I would say closer to like Southern Australia, maybe Western Australia, and around those parts. But Vic's Secret's an Australian-derived hops that brings off fantastic flavors. So it's always, I would recommend using it just if you're brewing something, if you want to add a little bit extra elements to what your beer tastes like. Vic's Secret's always a good option to use. So let's look here on my friends list and see if anybody on my friends list checked this one. And I know there's probably only one, which is my father. Yep, he checked it in. When did he check this in August? And he gave it a solid 4 out of 5, which is probably close to where I think I'm going to give mine. I would say, yeah. But let's look at the global ratings and see what other people had to say about this guy. So this guy checked it in, gave it a 4 out of 5. What else? This guy looks like, oh, he actually drank it at the Beijing airport. That's pretty cool. And he gave it a 4.25 out of 5. Let's see what else we got here. We got another 4. We got another 4.25 purchase off Tavor, which is, you guys heard me talk about Tavor plenty of times already. We got another 4.25. We got another 4 with a Oh, that's a cool kind of little picture he took. There's a bunch of, like, I don't know if those are empty cans or a bunch of beers. There's a bunch of other Anchorage stuff. You got some, what other stuff do they have on there? They have, what the hell is that? Is that Modest? I think that's Modest on there. I can't really see any of the other stuff or if I can recognize it, but you can definitely see more Anchorage beers on there with this picture that guy did. That's pretty cool. What else we got here? We got another 4. Let's see. This guy gave it a 4 saying, I didn't know Vic's Secret is such an aromatic and enjoyable. Yeah, Vic's Secret definitely has a lot of aromas to it. Has a nice pungent kind of smell in the nose, but let's see what else we got here. 3.5. What else? Let's see. Let's do 2 more. We got another 4, and then we got another 3.5. So yeah, a lot of the ratings I'm seeing is averaging out to a 4, maybe getting some 3.75s and some 3.5s on there that may be not a fan of the more upfront herbal, piney, grassy kind of upfront, like almost bitter flavors that you would get from this hops. So with all that being said, let's start trying to figure out what we're going to be doing on our end over here for ratings on this guy. Let's see. Let me pour the rest of it into the glass. And let's look at can art, because can art's the first thing we always look at over here. And of course, this one does not disappoint one bit, because if you guys have seen anything else that I've reviewed from Anchorage, they definitely go all out when it comes to their can art. And this one is not this one is definitely in that same realm of being just over the top craziness, because look at that, as that half wolf, half skeleton. The amount of detail you see in this can art is insane. Absolutely insane, because I know they left a couple black spots. A lot of their labels have black parts, like a lot of the outline, the backgrounds at least, is just black, but they use the one picture they usually take in there to show as much detail as possible, and this one is just outstanding. You see like skeletons, you see a wolf's head, maybe it's like a wolf, like kind of a saber-toothed kind of head on the top, a bunch of flowers, there's like a rib cage going there. There's so many details going into this one, the arrows sticking out of the bones and all that stuff. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, there's so much things going on with this amount of detail in this can art. It's outstanding, absolutely outstanding. This is something that Anchorage does all the time when it comes to just making really, really cool detailed can art. I know they usually put on there once in a while, they actually tell the artist that they use. I don't see the artist's name on here right now. Let me see if I can find it. Because that's one cool thing that Anchorage does when they have an artist that does a can art for them. They usually put the artist's signature on here, but I don't see the artist's signature on here at all. So who knows, that might be just one of their designs. But yeah, overall, can art is outstanding, absolutely outstanding. So easy 5 out of 5 for can art for me. This is something that definitely I would agree with you there, Ian. It looks like a tattoo fine art kind of thing going on. Like if this was tattooed on me, I would not be disappointed one bit. But also know that would be crazy expensive to get tattooed on you. Probably take a long time. Probably like 4 or 5 sessions to get that much detail done. Even though it might be cheaper doing it probably being black and gray, but that'd be a cool ass tattoo to have on you for sure. So that being said, let's see. If I got this beer and a flight at Anchorage Brewing Company, would I get another one? To be honest, most likely. I might see what other options they have. If I have something that's a little bit more citrus forward or maybe a little bit more tropical fruit forward and having the piney kind of grassy floralness that comes in at the end, that's definitely more of a double IPA that I enjoy more. But overall, if this was like the main IPA, like if I got this IPA and maybe a bunch of other stouts and a barley wine and maybe if a sour, if they had one of their sours, and if I was craving an IPA, I would definitely get another one of these. So it's like a situational, I would get another one of these for sure. But overall, it's still a fantastic beer. So with all that being said, I think my final rating on this guy is going to be a very, very solid 8 out of 10. Really, really enjoyed it. If you're a fan of more kind of pine, grassy, floral, almost herbal, hop-forward beers with like that slight kind of tropical fruit note at the end, this would definitely be one for you. I think if you enjoy a little bit more of an oily mouthfeel for an IPA, this would definitely be one that I would consider up your wheelhouse as well. But other than that, let's see. I think that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So thank you everybody in chat for coming to hang out. You guys are awesome. If you haven't yet, please hit that like button. It'd help me out a lot. And if you're new to the channel, you like what you see, make sure that subscribe button as well, along with that notification bell. We're getting closer to 500, and I'm trying to get something together to possibly do like a 500 sub giveaway for some of our lovely viewers over here. Maybe get in touch with a brewery or something, or maybe find some stuff that I can get my hands on that I can set out your way. Who knows? I'm still thinking about what we're going to do. I'll probably kind of get the details together once we get a little bit closer to 500. So tell your friends about me. If you have some craft beer friends out there like watching YouTube content, shoot my channel over their way and see what they think. But other than that, let's see. You already heard me talk about Tavour. If you want to get your hands on anything from Anchorage Brewing Company, my biggest recommendation is to get on Tavour. You can buy it on the App Store, either Android or iPhone. Download the app, create your account, and they'll let you know right away if you can get stuff delivered to you from them. But they more are focused in the more suburban areas, and depending on states, that with all their liquor laws and all that kind of stuff and how you can get it shipped to you, it may be a little iffy. But when you create your account, put in your zip code, they'll let you know right away if you can get stuff delivered to you from them. And Anchorage shows up there quite often when it comes to beers showing up through Tavour, and I can't say anything bad about Tavour. They have a great service, a bunch of different beers available, and that will give you the opportunity to get more stuff from Anchorage Brewing Company. But other than that, last thing I gotta say before we get the hell out of here, if you're a fan of social media, if you're a fan of craft beer and you're not on Untapped yet, then you were doing something wrong. It's a fantastic platform. You need to get yourself over there if you're a craft beer fan. It's super easy to navigate, super easy to use. Again, you could download that on Android or iPhone as well through their app stores, or you can even use it through your desktop. It's pretty much what I consider social media / Facebook for beer drinkers. Pretty much what it is. You check in beers, you get badges, you see what's popular in your area, see what's popular globally. You can pretty much you can get friends, see what they're drinking, see what other people are drinking in your area. It's just a really, really fun time, and you get to tag yourself wherever you're drinking it, so you can check in at a brewery, get a brewery exclusive badge. And Untapped does a bunch of other stuff to where they take advantage of all of their services that are out there within the craft beer world and give codes for. That's how I got my first coupon code with Tavour. So it's just a fantastic platform. If you're not on there yet, well, if you are on there and you haven't sent me a friend request, please do so. Link to my profile is down in the description below for you guys. Shoot me a friend request if you can. I would love to see what other people are drinking. But other than that, I think that is what I have for you guys today. So again, thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are amazing. Thank you everybody on the replay who's going to be checking this out as well. You guys are awesome. And I'm going to end this like I always end it before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see y'all next time. Cheers.